everybody, and welcome back to my car vlogs. I'm going to be making car vlogs mostly because I don't like actually talking in front of people. I don't have a place where that I can, like, quietly record things. I really hate getting interrupted when I'm trying to make a video. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. So I decided I'm going to just do car vlogs because when I'm alone in my car, I can lock the doors and I don't have to talk to anybody else. I wanted to talk about 3 things that Lyme disease changed in my life that I never considered it changing when I got diagnosed. I was diagnosed with Lyme disease 7 years ago. It's going to be 8 coming up in April. And I've been in treatment for it for the last 5 years. When I got diagnosed with Lyme disease, my physical health at that point was 2 years down the drain of suffering and pain and symptoms that I had no name for. In that amount of time, I lost friends. I was really sick, and I missed a lot of things growing up. My freshman and sophomore year, I spent a majority of it in bed, sick, to the point where I couldn't even go to the bathroom by myself. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. The days I did function, I would drag myself through school long enough to get through a couple of classes, and then I would pass out exhausted, and my mom would have to come pick me up. And that went on for 2 years. I mean, I tried doing after-school programs, and I didn't have energy. I tried even meeting people outside of school, just, like, hang out. I got brushed off. I can't blame them because there were kids, but it was the thing that they could have done. I had planned weddings with, and our kids were going to be best friends, and I never thought that I would lose them as friends, and because I was sick and because I couldn't be there, I was forgotten about. But it affected my friendships really hard. It affected my family really hard. Mostly me and my mom's relationship got really strained. Mom had no idea what was going on with these symptoms and how they were affecting me, and so a lot of the things that she said and did in those moments of trying to be a good parent but not understanding that my behaviors and words were not my own but were symptoms stemming from an illness, a lot of hurtful things were said on both ends. I isolated a lot because it was overwhelming to just be around people. People don't understand how much energy it takes to just have a conversation and follow along, and even going out to the dinner table to try and have a family dinner, I had to think of the energy it would take to try and drown out all of the scraping forks on plates, all of the chewing noises, all of the breathing noises, all of the conversations of talking over each other, trying to follow along with the conversation and know what's happening, try and comprehend a joke and actually laugh at it. Like, all of those things were factors that made me terrified to even try, because the thought of going out there and having to deal with all of that just exhausted me to the point where I was like, I can't get out of bed. I would rather starve and not talk to anybody than try and eat and expend so much energy that I then can't function. I hate that Lyme caused me to have a wedge and kept me away from so many of my friends. At one point, I had messaged all of my friends from my pre-Lyme life. I just call it my previous life because it doesn't feel like it was me. I told them, hey, I felt abandoned, and I really needed you guys. And I'm proud of where you are, but I just wish you had reached out and been there for me a little bit more. Only 2 people tried to reach back out and reconnect, and that really hurt. One thing Lyme took from me was passion. It took my passion to live. It took my passion for beauty. It took my passion to help others. Because all of my energy was focused on survival, and I became a selfish person because I wasn't surviving. I've said before that I felt like I've died multiple times because Lyme has just taken so much from me that I feel like a piece of me always dies. When my brain was being attacked by a disease, and my body was so weak it couldn't move, I would sit there staring at myself in the mirror, feeling like a complete stranger to myself. In Mulan, there's that stupid song that's like, "Who's that girl I see staring straight back at me?" And I knew something was wrong, and nobody believed me when I said I was dying. So I would stare at my reflection and ask myself, why was I faking so well? Why was I making up all of this stuff that felt wrong with me when it's all in my head? It took 2 years to finally get diagnosed and told that yes, everything that is happening is going on in your head, but that is because you have an infection in your brain. So for 2 years, I tortured myself in my own mind by staring at this reflection and seeing myself dying. I was believing all the doctors who said it was just in my head and just depression. I was believing the church counselors that were telling me that my PTSD and my physical symptoms were all manifestations of my own sin. I'm sorry, I'm so emotional. I'm very triggered right now. So for 2 years of being blown off by doctors, by being insulted by counselors, and by being written off as crazy and psychotic and problematic and a failure, I finally got told what I had was real. It's taken 7.5, almost 8 whole years of struggling with this thing to get to a point where I feel all right. And I'm still in treatment. And I still don't have a lot of friends. But I get to walk now. I get to go to work. I survived high school and I graduated. I didn't kill myself like I thought I would. I've been struggling with this disease since I was 14 years old. And I'm 22. Because of Lyme, I look at nature differently. I look at people differently. I'm more compassionate. All of my passion is back, but it's changed. My passions used to be beauty of myself, fame of myself, attention for myself. And now, I want all of those things. I still want beauty, but I want to teach others how to see beauty in everything. I still want fame, but I don't want to be famous. I just want my story to be known, and I just want Lyme to be taken seriously. I don't want to be famous anymore. I want Lyme to be famous. I want Lyme to be known and understood. And yeah, I want attention. I want attention for the real issue, which is Lyme. I want so many people to be there, not for me, but because the more people are standing there seeing and hearing what I have to say, that is fewer people who don't know. I want this channel to get big because there's over 3 million US citizens right now that have Lyme disease, that we know of. 1/3 of the Lyme population kills itself because it's not understood and they feel alone. I want to show those people the beauty in themselves. I can't remember what I wanted to be when I grew up. I just knew I wanted to make a difference. Lyme has changed a lot for me, but the one thing that it has not done was change my desire to make a difference. There's an entire population of people who have the same disease as I do. They're struggling and dying because they feel alone and unheard and not taken seriously. And that was me. So those are 3 things that Lyme disease changed in my life. I hope that they made sense. I want to make this channel to speak to fellow Lymies, to uplift them, and so that they know they're not alone, and the thoughts that they have are not just their thoughts, they're resonating with millions of people. There are millions and millions of disabled people that are my age and younger, and they need someone who looks like them, who struggles like them, to actually say, yeah, you're young and you are suffering, and guess what? A lot of us are suffering in silence. We shouldn't be. We should be talking. We should be talking about how much stuff we go through. You don't have to pretend to be able-bodied, because all it does is damage you. It's okay to be disabled. Don't be afraid to validate yourself in your pain, because unfortunately, a lot of other people aren't gonna try. You're valid in your struggles. You're valid in your disability. You are valid in the way that it mentally messes with your head. It sucks, and I can't freaking stand that not enough people are actually talking about and getting out there that this thing sucks. And so, if nobody else is gonna do it, then I guess I gotta do it. I'm gonna do it. Because I need to. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this super emotional, teary video. I know it's not what anybody wanted, but it's what you got today. Thank you for listening and understanding. Please don't hate in the comments. I am very emotional and easily hurt and sad, and how dare you do that to me? It was rude. It was so rude. Please subscribe if you want to hear more Lyme related or illness related stuff. I might do a tutorial on how to cook when chewing takes most of your energy. Until my next video, stay safe, take your vitamins, drink water, make sure you're hydrated, and yeah, be good, be kind, be wonderful.